Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Rich Clark, a guide to the right path. I'm a hypnotherapist and holistic therapist, and I also deal with connection to spirit. And so, to do with Spiritual Sunday and spirit senses, I'm going to carry this on and I'm going to talk about the essential oil called cinnamon. Now, cinnamon, or cassia, it's called, it's actually from the bark and leaf. So what it does, it helps with the blood flow. It helps with blood flow. So if you've got high blood pressure, it reduces it down. It's very good for cleaning the senses. It's very much invigorates the body, and it's also used to help boost and motivate you. So very good for people with anxiety. So I'm going to now talk about the sacred symbolism behind this. So the sacred symbolism behind this, it helps with prosperity and abundance. Cinnamon has been used in many money drawing rituals symbolizing wealth, trade, and prosperity. This is because cinnamon ended up being one of the biggest trade issues in the Silk Road trades and so forth. And cinnamon is actually mainly very much used in Sri Lanka. It's used in a lot of food as well. So cinnamon is actually seen as like a purifier, gives heat to a lot of things which are sweet as well because it helps invigorate the body, which is all to do with the senses of helping with the different taste buds. It's sacred fire, its heat and spice embodies divine fire, transformation, and spiritual intensity. So, this is why I'm saying it helps with people who are very stuck in a funk or stuck in depression. If you have cinnamon, start adding to your food, it really works well. It's linked to love and passion as well, which is associated with attraction, desire, and strengthening bonds between lovers. So, cinnamon is very much used in that. If you burn cinnamon when you're actually looking at having a baby or something, that will actually help because it invigorates the room. And then to keep that grounded, using frankincense or using that with jasmine works really well. It's a sacred offering. So it's actually its origins of sacred offerings. It was actually used in ancient Egypt. Cinnamon was burned in temple rituals, and in the Bible, it's listed as part of the holy anointing oil, which again, I have spoke about that. I know how to make that, but it's very much useful for that. So it's spiritual energetic. So we're going to talk about the Hinduism and ancient texts is very useful for the solar plexus and sacral chakras. Solar plexus is used to do with the connection to yourself, so who you think you are and who you are, and the sacral connection is about how you connect to others. So this awakens your confidence, motivation, and sensual energy. So it's very useful for that. Hence why I was saying it was very good for love and passion, because the sacral energy is also called the sex organs. Its heart activation, it also warms and expands emotional openness and joy. So very much great to use if you are on a first date. If you use cinnamon as essential oil on your wrists, mixture with something for a man like frankincense, or if you use it with something like, I would probably say something a bit more earthy. So that's why black pepper I mentioned later on today, or later on, is black pepper and cinnamon is really good because they're quite earthy, they're quite masculine energies. But also then you would balance that with jasmine to just to feminize it a little bit and to do that. So that would be my advice if you use it on dates. Manifestation catalyst is spiritually heats up intentions, making prayers and affirmations more powerful. So this is very useful for this if you ever want to pray for something, or you're wishing on the law of attraction, burning cinnamon or eating cinnamon or even chewing cinnamon. Cinnamon chewing sticks can also, though I will be honest with you, be careful of that, because if you do, you do find that the actual process of that can irritate the stomach as well. So you, again, just do it in moderation. Traditional and cultural beliefs is Egypt and Middle East, cinnamon was the more valuable than gold at times, and burned as an incense to honor the gods and the dead. So cinnamon at one time, if you actually mix cinnamon and saffron together in a drink, mixing that with a tea, it's usually very much, if you have that before you want to do anything spiritual or you want to talk in a business sense, it really opens up your ideas, and it really does helps with a lot of creativity. The biblical reference of cinnamon is in Exodus 30:23, named cinnamon as part of the sacred anointing oil, linking it to the consecration and the holiness. So again, they do mention what the sacred anointing oil is, but they don't describe it fully. So again, it's something I've learned how to do, and it's very useful when you want to do that. But again, I only use it seldom because you've got to use it correctly. In Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine, it's considered a warming spice that strengthens yang energy and circulation and life force. Hence, I said if you've got stagnant blood or your blood is slow, cinnamon's really good. So actually, that's why if you think about it, when we use apple and cinnamon, apple is the acidic part of that, which actually helps your stomach acids, and then that with the cinnamon then actually goes into the body and then heightens the body up. So actually, if you've got high blood pressure, cinnamon's probably not that great, but in low blood pressure, when it's stagnant, it's really useful for that. Now, in European folk magic, it's used for charms for luck, love, and protection, and often carried to attract money or business sense. So, actually, in my wallet, I do have, I actually have cinnamon, and I actually have a feather, which is usually lucky, and so forth. So, again, so people have these pouches of stuff. In psychological and hypnotherapy links, it's overcoming inertia. So inertia is spiritually boosts motivation, courage, and action when current clients feel stuck. Hence, it's really good if you've got anxiety or you're a bit stuck and you're a bit over worried. It really clears that up. It's very helpful to giving confidence and self-empowerment. So this helps restore belief in one's power and worthiness to receive abundance. Its warmth and comfort, its sweetness can nurture those dealing with loneliness, grief, or a lack of love. So if anyone has the fear of loneliness, I would usually recommend, though I've done the work with them hypnotherapy, is burning cinnamon or actually having cinnamon in their food and adding it to their food is very useful for that. It just gives them that little boost, gives them that kind of self-motivation. So its practical ritual use is very much used in money and prosperity rituals. Cinnamon sticks, oil added to charms, candles, or incense to attract wealth. Again, for love and attraction, it's used in sachets of oil for passion, union, and emotional warmth. Its spiritual fire is diffused or burned to energize sacred spaces and strengthen the prayer. And anointing oil, I mentioned before, is diluted, applied for empowerment, consecration, and vitality. So in summary, cinnamon is the essence of fire, abundance, and attraction, and it embodies prosperity, passion, and divine consecration, making it one of the most potent oils for spiritual empowerment and manifestation.